Okay, well, this week we're going to look at gnaural, the king of binaural beats sculptors. And if you don't know what binaural beats are, that is way, way bigger than we can get into here. But if you do know what binaural beats or isochronic beats are, then this is the tool you want to be using. Okay, well, this is gnaural, and it's been around for a while, and there's a reason for that. It is completely functional, easy to use, and instead of using the crappy presets that people are trying to give you for your binaural beats or your isochronic beats, this thing lets you make your own to your specs. So first, a little housekeeping. This is really, really full featured, and I'm not going to go through all these tools. When you get ready to use maybe the more advanced course, just go to YouTube, put in gnaural. There's a 15-minute fast blast that someone else has done that'll tell you everything you need to know about some of the more sophisticated tools. This one is just going to be kind of a concepts and how this thing works. So first off, this thing, at least on my system, does not play nice with jack. So turn off jack before you come into here. Secondly, once you've made your perfect schedule for meditation, alertness, studying, whatever it is you're trying to do, you're not tied to using gnaural. You can export it to an audio file, and if we were to look at that, there's all kinds of formats, so no matter what it is you're running on your iPod or your Android tablet or your PC or whatever, there'll be a format that you can export your schedule to. So that being said, let's look at this. This is kind of the meat of it. I've got a binaural beat for one voice. I've got a drum track for another voice, and some random playing music for another voice. And this is kind of a key point. I've made a 20-minute schedule, and I put in a 20-minute drum track because I wanted to kind of ramp down over the whole 20 minutes. The random music in the background is only 3 minutes long. And what gnaural does is it just keeps playing this over and over. It automatically loops it. So even if you're trying to do a 60-minute meditation schedule and you've got a 3-minute piece of music you want to put over, you can use this and it'll just keep looping through that music, which is, at least for me, very handy. The other thing is adding voices. You can add voices to this simply by coming up here, edit, voice, add, and it'll come in and it'll ask you what kind of voice. Do you want a binaural beat, pink noise, an audio file, isochronic pulses, alternate, right, left, speakers, water drops, rain, whatever it is, you can add a voice to your schedule. So let's take a brief look at this. I'm starting here in 12 hertz, the alpha range, ramping down to 4 hertz. Notice over here at the end of the schedule, it's also up at 12 hertz, and the reason is this endpoint is the start point, because you can loop this any number of times. And so if I wanted to go 60 minutes, I could just put a 3 in here, and this would loop 3 times, and I would certainly expect it to do something like the endpoints to start points, so there's no abrupt shifts to screw you up. So keep that in mind. This point is that point. If you lower one, you lower the other, and as you can see right there. So that being said, when I work on this, I tend not to look at the voices that I'm not working on. So I'm in binaural beat here. Down here, I can look at 4 things about this particular voice. I can look at its beat frequency that you see from 11 hertz down to 4, spike up to 7, spike up to 7 every 3 minutes or so. I can look at the bass frequency that's running this, and I've gone from, I think it's 108 down to 54 and back up. Notice these points are the points in my beat frequency. And if I come over here and just maybe select these 3 and delete them, that's fine. It works here, but notice that it also took out that spike. Volume, same way. If I come in here, delete that, I've deleted it from here as well. Here I've got the volume. I can ramp up various things. Oh, one thing I want to show you about volume. Now look, you see all 3 files now, and this more or less acts like your mixer. You can raise one voice up, turn it down, the beats here for their volume, and this is how you mix the various sounds, the levels of the sounds of the thing. And truly, that's about all there is to it. You simply come in here, add a voice, change the voice to whatever you'd want. If I want to put this thing back in, I double click here, bring it up, double click, and I've added that back on. If I wanted to here at the end kind of ramp myself up to alpha, and I might want to do that a little slower, double click, pull it down, and that's about all there is to it. File new to create your own schedule, add voices to let's do an example here. If I wanted to add an audio file, I can choose my audio file, come over here, find and now it's brought in that audio file as well. And when I play this or look at the volumes, as I said, we'll see all of them, and that's it. So once again, turn off your jack, save your schedules once they're perfect to whatever audio file you'd want. Come in here, use the craft to set up your various beats, make sure the bass frequency is something comfortable for you, and stay away from those presets, those canned packages. Come in here and make it perfect for you. That's all, and have a blast. Okay, well, that's it for this week, and that's it for this season. I'm going to take the summer off and go outside, play a little guitar, campfires, that kind of thing. I suggest you do the same. Maybe this gnaural thing will encourage you to empower yourself this summer, and next fall when we get back together, it'll be a whole new you. Anyway, if your stuff doesn't act like my stuff, check the versions. Get involved with the websites. Gnaural's website has lots of presets, so even though, as you might have gathered, I discourage the use of presets. Make your own stuff. Maybe getting on there and pulling down some of those presets will give you a place to get started. Otherwise, hey, have a great summer, and I'll see you in the fall.